Hello viewers, this is John. This is a game played between Keller and Roozenburg. The game was played in November 15th, 1948. So we're going to use the square diagram to study the moves made by Roozenburg. I'll also show you some of the mistakes made by Keller in the game. So let's get started. Keller started the move by playing 31-27. So this move was responded by Roozenburg by playing 17-21. So if you draw the square, you see that we can move to 21. We can also move to 22. We can play 23. We can also play 24. Roozenburg decided to play 17-21. And then Keller, he moved his piece from 37 to 21. And Roozenburg replied this move by moving to 26. So he played 21-26. If we draw the square, so we see that we can surround the vertices of the piece here by playing 26. 27 is not possible, 28 is not possible, 29 is not possible. We can also move to 17 here. We can move our piece to 17. Keller moved from 32 to 28. So Roozenburg had to take the piece at 31. And then Keller also took the piece and moved his piece from 41 to 32. So again, from the current position, if we draw the square, so we see that this 17 here is empty. So if you draw the square, you see that this position needs to be taken. 17 needs to be taken. So Roozenburg moved his piece from 11 to 17. So this move was played by Roozenburg. Keller replied the 17 move by playing 46-41. 46-41. And then Roozenburg played 17-21. So if you draw the square, you see that we can take this position, the 21 position. So the position was taken by Roozenburg. So he had to move his piece from 17-21. 17-21. Now, after 41-37, Roozenburg played 21-26. So 21-26 is the center of the square. 21-26 is the center of the square. So if you have a piece here playing 26 will be the center of the square. So you can also move to the center of the square. Then Keller played 34-30. So 34-30 was answered by playing 20-25. So the exchange was made. So now the current position of Keller's piece is now at 31. So we draw the square from that position. So we see that Roozenburg played 7-11 to take the vertex of the square at 11. So that's the move Roozenburg made. And then Keller moved his piece from 40 to 34. So 40 to 34, Roozenburg replied by playing 1923. So 1923, if you draw the square from the 34 position, we see that we can also move to the center of the square. Move to the center of the square. So by playing 19 to 23, we'll take the position at the center of the square. Keller answered that move by playing 30-25. Well, 30-25, if we draw the square, this time we need a double square. So the vertex are 21 here. There's no piece at 17. And here there's no piece at 19. But if you want to move to 19, then you need to remove 25. So we cut 25, then this piece then can move to 19. But Roozenburg decided to play 12-17 instead of removing this piece here. So he decided to play 12-17. So Keller's current position is at 30. So he played 35-30. So 35-30. Roozenburg answered that move by playing 1-7. So 1-7, if you draw the square, this time we need a double square again. So we see that the position here can also be taken. He decided to move to 7 by playing 1-7. So Keller had to cut to move to 39. So the current position of his piece is now at 39. So we draw a square from that position. And we see that 12 can be taken. We can also take 19 by removing the piece at 25, so that we take control of 19. But Roozenburg decided to play 7-12. Keller moved his piece from 47-42. Then if you draw the square, the vertex at 24 is all empty. So Roozenburg decided to move his piece to 14. So 14 can also control 19 and then 20. So he decided to move to this position here. So he played 45-40. He played 45-40. So 45-40. Roozenburg answered that move by playing 17-21. So if you draw the square, draw the double square. So we see that we can move to 21. We can also control 21. The vertex are 16. The positions surrounding it are 21 and then 11. So we can also take 21. So that's what Roozenburg played. Then Keller played 33-28. 33-28. This move was answered by Roozenburg by playing 21-26. So 21-26, if we draw the square, then we know 26 can be taken. We know 26 can be taken. So Roozenburg moved to 26. He's moved his piece from 21 to 26 to control the vertex of the square at 26. Then the move was replied by playing 40-34. Playing 40-34 by Keller. So Roozenburg had to take that piece, and then the exchange was made. So the current position of Keller's piece is at 41. So when we draw the square, we have this vertex here, 21 and 23. 21 and 23. So the positions surrounding 21 are 16, 17. So Roozenburg decided to move from 12 to 17 to have an active formation. All right. Then Keller played 38-32. So 38-32 was answered by Roozenburg by playing 14-19. So again, if you want to calculate the move, we draw the square. Then we know this 12 here, the positions surrounding it are 18, 17, 8 and 7, and that of 14 are 19, 9, 10, and then 20. So Roozenburg decided to move his piece from 14 to 19. From 14 to 19. So this move was played by Roozenburg. Then the 19 move was responded by Keller by playing 41-37. So by playing 41-37. So this move was replied by Keller by playing 17-21. So again, if you draw the square, we see that the positions surrounding the 17 vertex are 22, 21, 11, 12. So he decided to take 21, to move to 21. Then Keller replied that move by playing 43-38. 43-38. Roozenburg replied this move by playing 5-10. So 5-10, if you draw from the current position of 38, so we see this position. So 20, we have 14, this and that. So we can come under the 20. So we know that this 10 here has partial control of 14 and 15. So we can also move to 10. So this is the move he made. He played 5-10. And then the move was responded by Keller by playing 39-33. So 39-33 was replied by Roozenburg by playing 19-24. So if you draw the square, we see that we can also move to the center of the square. So Roozenburg decided to move to the center of the square. Then Keller replied this move by playing 44-39. And then the move was responded by Roozenburg by playing 10-19. So again, if you draw the square, so we know the position surrounding the 19 vertex of the square are 14, 13, 23, 24. So Roozenburg moved his piece from 10 to 14 to have control over 14. Now, Keller played 49-44. So 49-44 was responded by Roozenburg by playing 21-26. So if we draw the square, we know if you draw a double square, let me show you something here. because you can't draw double square at this corner, let me show you this. If you draw a double square, let's say your opponent plays this move right here. So we know this move can also be played. So we can also play this move. So this is what happened here. So when your opponent plays here, we can move to this corner here. So that's exactly what happened in this position. So if you draw the square, so this position here can also be played. So you can watch the videos on the explanation of the square diagram. So I've shown this move in that video. So this move can also be made. So playing 49, 44 can also be answered by playing 21, 26. So Keller played 44, 40. 44, 40 was answered by playing 8, 4. Let's see why Roozenburg replied this move by playing 8, 4. So again, if you draw the square, you see that the positions surrounding 18 are 23, 22, 12, and 13. So you can play 8 to 12. That's the move Roozenburg made here. So Keller moved his piece from 34 to 29 to take the piece at 24. And then the move was responded by playing 4-10. So he played 4-10. So when you draw the square, so we see that the positions surrounding the 9 are 14, 4, 3, and 13. So this move here also controls 14 and then 10. 14 and 10. If you draw the double square, we see that the middle portion of that square can also be taken. So it's just like playing 2 8s. So the exchange was made, and Keller removed the piece at 26 by playing 37, 31. So this exchange was also made, and then the move was replied by Keller by playing 2 8. So 2 8, when you draw the square, so we see that the vectors are 13 here. The positions surrounding it are 18, 8, 9, and then 19. So he moved his piece from 2 to 8. To take that position. And then Keller replied this move by playing 48, 42. Roozenburg responded to this move by playing 11, 17. So when we draw the square again, so we see that the vectors are 22 is surrounded by 17, 19. So we need to take this position over here. We need to take 17 here. So this is the move Roozenburg made by playing 11, 17. Very interesting. Okay, so Keller played 27, 22. So 27, 22, the exchange was made. And then Roozenburg took from 6 to 17. So 6, 17. Keller moved his piece from 40 to 34. And then this move was responded by playing 10 to 15. So 10 to 15, if you draw the square, so we see that the 14 position here are surrounded by 20, 10, 9, and 19. So if you move to 15, 10, you play 10, 15 here. 10, 15 will have control over 20 and then 10. I've also shown this move in my videos. I think explanation of the line diagram. So if you move to 15, 15 will have control over this. It's also just like playing 8 to 13. So we play this move. And then Keller move his piece from 42 to 37. So 42, 37 was responded by playing 17, 21. So if you draw the square again, we see that the position here, the vertex here, we have 22, 21, 11, and then 12. So Roozenburg decided to take the 21 position. Then Keller played 29, 20 to take the piece at 24. Then the move was responded by playing 13, 18 by Roozenburg. So if you draw the square, so we see that Roozenburg moved to the center of the square, and then the exchange was made. So Keller played 39, 34. He moved his speed from 39 to 34. So 39, 34 was responded by playing 12, 17. So when we draw the square, so we see why. So we understand why Roozenburg moved his speed from 12 to 17, because we know the position surrounding the vertex at 12 are 17, 18, 8, and 7. So Roozenburg moved his piece from 12 to take that position. And we know that this position, the piece at 17 controls, it has control over 22 and 12. And at the same time, 21 and then 11. So we move to 17. And then Keller moved his piece from 34 to 19 to take the piece at 24. Roozenburg had to play 14, 20 to prevent the 24 from being taken. So again, and this move also formed the center of the square. So if you complete the square, you see that this move here forms the center of the square. So if you have a square, or let's say two squares, if you have two squares, so this center, the center will form a triangle. So if you have a square here, so we can also have it like this. So like this situation here, and draw the square. So we see that it forms a triangle. So we can move to that position. So the exchange was made, and Keller played 37, 31. Roozenburg answered the move by playing 8, 13. Again, if you draw the square, we see that 13 can be taken. We can play 13. So that's the move Roozenburg made. And then Keller moved his piece from 50 to 44. So 50 to 44 was replied by playing 13, 19. So 13, 19, if we draw the square, we see that we can also take 19, because the positions surrounding the vertex at 24 are 19, 20, 30, 29. So 13 can move to 19. So this is the move Roozenburg made. Okay, so Keller played 31, 26. This move was answered by playing 20, 25. So if you draw the square, then we have a double square. So if you have the square, so the vertex here at 30 is surrounded by 35, 34, 24, and 25. So Roozenburg decided to move to 25 to remove the piece at 29. So that's why Roozenburg played this move. We have this position. And then Keller replied this move by playing 36, 31. I think this move is a weak move. This is a weak move. Now, if you draw the square from the current piece, Roozenburg piece at 14. Roozenburg piece at 14. Now, we see that the 34 here, there's no piece surrounding 34. This is the mistake Keller made over here. There's no piece at this position. So Keller should have moved his piece from 33 to 29. This is the move Keller should have played, because the position here, there's no piece at 34, there's no piece at 30, there's no piece at 40, there's no piece at 39, there's no piece at 29. So the piece at 33 should move to 29 to have a draw. So in one of my videos, somebody asked me, how do you determine a weak and how do you determine a strong move? So the move here played by Keller is a weak move. And then playing 33, 29 is a strong move. So this is why he lost the game. This is why Keller lost the game, because he should have played 33, 29. Because looking at this position here, everything is empty. At the vertex here, there's no piece surrounding the vertex. Meanwhile, you have a piece at 33, we can move to 29. So this is where Keller lost the game. So you see, so after playing this, Roozenburg moved to 24. He moved to 24. If Keller had played 33, 29, Roozenburg will not be able to play 19 to 24 to take the 24. So this is the mistake Keller made in this game. Okay, so after playing 36, 31, after playing this, if you draw the square, we see that we can move to the center of the square. So if you draw double square here, we can move to the center of the square. So that is what Roozenburg played. So he moved to the center of the square to have control over 29 and 30, also preventing Keller from playing 33, 29. Keller moved from 31, 27. So 31, 27 was replied by playing 14, 20. So if you draw the square, so this 20 here will form the center of the second square. So that is why he moved his piece from 14 to 20 to have control over the center of the second square. So Keller replied this move by playing 44, 40. And then when you draw the square, so we see that this will also form the center of the second square. If you draw another square to form the center of the second square. So Roozenburg moved to his piece from 3 to 9. Okay, 3 to 9. So Keller played 40, 35. So 40, 35 was replied by playing 20, 25. By playing 20, 25. By playing 20, 25. So if you draw the square, you know the positions surrounding the 15 are this and that. And then here too we have 30 and 40. Moving to 25 will control 30 and then 20. So as I said, we can also take control of these positions of the square. if we have the square, we can also take control of these positions of the square. So these are the positions we can also take of the square. So Keller had to play 28-23. He played 28-23. Then he moved from 33 to 28. So Roozenburg answered by playing 29-34. So if we draw from the position, we draw the square from that position, we see that the 30 here, the vertex at 30 here is surrounded by these positions. So we can also take 34. So we play 34 over here. Keller moved from 27-22. 27-22. So 27-22. If you draw the square, so 27-22 move was answered by playing 34-39 by Roozenburg. So as we see, the vertex at 44 here is surrounded by this position. So we can take 39. By playing 40 is not possible because of the piece at 35 here. So we take 39. So this exchange was made over here. The current position of Keller's piece is at 17. So 17 was answered by playing 39-44. So if you draw the square, so we see that the vertex at 39 is surrounded by these positions. So Roozenburg decided to take 44, and then 43 too is not possible to move because of the piece at 38. So he moved to 44. And then Keller played 28-22. 28-22 was responded by playing 44-50. So 44-50. So if you draw the square, so we draw the square, the position surrounding the vertex at 44 are 50, 49, 39, and 40. So he decided to move to 50. He moved to 50 to prevent 22 from moving to 18. Okay, so Keller had to give out these two pieces. And then Roozenburg took the piece and moved to 41. And then Keller played 22-18. So 22-18 was answered. So if you draw the square, so we know the position surrounding 18 are 33, 13, 12, and then 22. So Roozenburg moved his king from 41 to 23 to remove the piece at 18. And then the game was won by Roozenburg. So this is how the square diagram is used to calculate the moves. I'll bring you more videos on some of the Grandmaster's game using the square diagram so that you learn more or you master how to use the square diagram. Keep watching my videos. Thank you very much.